This is Don't Panic, episode number 337, recorded April 18th, 2022. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and, of course, you. I'm Sean Jennings, joined, as always, by two guys, three guys short of five guys. It's Colby Rabidou and Dan Miller. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
What is going on?
I haven't been to a Five Guys in a long time. It's been many moons. I don't even know if we have them.
Yeah, I have Five Guys got completely supplanted by Shake Shack. I have located the Shake Shack here.
Very nice. Very nice. I should ask Dan, are there any chain restaurants out there in the great state of Washington you've come to discover?
Oh, yes. I only know one, but it is very exciting. It's called Dick's Drive-In.
Oh, yes.
Is that what it's called? Hang on.
Yes, yep.
Because I Google that, and then it doesn't give me any autocompletes because I started the query with Dick's. Yes, that's what it's called. And it's basically McDonald's, but slightly better and cheaper. Which is, yeah, it's a pretty dangerous combination. I like two things. I like that they purportedly, I haven't done my research on this, they claim, and everyone else seems to claim, that they pay their workers well and give them actual benefits and vacation time. It's like everyone's salaried and stuff. That's cool. The other thing I like is that you can get small portion sizes. So if you just want like a tiny burger and a little teeny tiny bag of fries, you can do that. It'll cost you like $4, which is cool.
Yeah,
now, ironically, I've never been to a location where one could actually drive in, because all the ones in Seattle you have to walk to. And even the one I went to a little out when I was taking my car to get the license plate changed, even that one didn't have a drive-through. So I don't know where the drive-in part comes.
Yeah, there is something about the economy of scale that's upsetting. Where there are chains like Dick's. There's Crystal, which is one down in Georgia, which is another fast food chain, where it's just you get, even White Castle to some degree, where it's like you just get so much not horrible food for such a low price. It just, the math doesn't add up.
How is this possible?
And then you're like, oh, that's right. They pay everyone subhuman wages and don't give them health insurance. And oh, okay. But I guess if Dick's is paying people fairly, that's pretty good.
Right. There are only 8 locations. That's not a ton. I mean, I wonder if there's a Goldilocks zone, if you will, of number of restaurants in a chain where over a certain amount you get to the McDonald's territory where everything is just like a mass manufactured paste that gets squished into burger shape, before which everything is super expensive.
Yeah, what is like the most... I'm trying to think of what would be the most expensive, most location chain.
Oh, it's got to be like the Cheesecake Factory or P.F. Chang's or something like that.
I was going to say even like a Chipotle or something. I mean, how many locations do they have?
A Chipotle has a lot, but I feel like Chipotle is less expensive than the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, a different class of restaurants. I was going to look at.
I guess that's true. You mean fast food, not just chain. Fast food chain.
Well, it's a good one. Let's see. How many locations? Cheesecake Factory has 308 locations, and they do $2.5 billion in revenues a year.
It's a lot of revenues.
Wild.
So much cheesecake.
Do you know
who's buying all this cheesecake?
Do you know I've eaten at Cheesecake Factory like half a dozen times, but never inside a Cheesecake Factory?
No, living that patio life?
No, living that DoorDash life.
Oh.
I've only ever taken food out of a Cheesecake Factory, never in it. And actually, I would say 4 or 5 of those times was the one in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah. Classic. That was my first Cheesecake Factory.
At the mall.
The Providence Place Mall. I've been to Cheesecake Factory more times than I'd like to admit because the I had a job the office was located next to a mall, and the Cheesecake Factory was the only restaurant that could reliably accommodate more than like 8 people. And so it was like once our team grew to more than 8 people, it became the only place we could all eat together for lunch. So we went there a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, is revenue the one that's before you take out all the money you spent?
Yeah, that's just pure cash coming in the door.
Right, so that's all cheesecake.
Yes, that's just pure dollars and cheesecake.
Unadulterated cheesecake. Wow. I really want cheesecake now.
That's a good one. That's one I've never really tried to make cheesecake. I've made other desserts, never cheesecake.
You need like a special pan and like because like you have to the sides of you can't take it out of the pan, but it can't hold itself up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then it's complicated. My sister makes cheesecake sometimes.
Would you
It's
say
hard to get
almost
it to-
like some kind of factory?
Well, she's not a very reliable factory. Yeah. My sound is coming out of the wrong speakers. Why?
That's not good.
That's weird. Speaking of
'cause
speakers,
There's a separate audio setting for where the sound effects come from.
yes.
It's insane.
I've been running into this recently because I got the Apple Studio display and the shitty webcam. Or the blurry webcam, at least. And it's great. It's expensive, but it's exactly... I had a 27-inch 5K iMac one job ago, and so it's exactly like that. But with thinner bezels, I think, which is nice. Yeah. Works pretty well. It is exposing the fact that I think that my USB-C Thunderbolt dock thing, I don't know what standard this dock is up to. It's a little flaky. I was chalking that up to the monitor before, but now I think it's this thing. Because now the computer wakes and the monitor lights up, but 1 out of every 4 times, like, none of the things plugged into the dock work.
It is shocking how badly bungled Thunderbolt / USB-C is.
Yeah, it's I like everything about it physically.
Right. It's a great idea.
Yeah. And Colby's dock is out of stock because they replaced the dock with a new one, and the new dock is also out of stock. There's no docks in stock. So I'm running out the clock on this dock.
The dock clock. Oh, that's sad.
Before I smash it with a rock.
Now, Dan, do you feel like with your new monitor, you're missing out not having like HDR or a high refresh rate?
I've never really been able to notice the high refresh rate. The only time I notice the lack of HDR is when I have the laptop lid open and I have the Arial screensaver running with HDR on the laptop lid, but then I can directly see it on the other one and see that it's not as good.
As seen on Don't Panic.
But otherwise, I'm not a photographer, and like websites don't have HDR photos. And is it even possible to put an HDR photo on a website? Like,
I don't know.
I've never
I don't
noticed
know
that
what
on
it
my
means.
phone or anything.
Right.
That's a good. I don't. Can YouTube run like HDR videos?
You can with video, yeah. But you know, like if you're scrolling through like your iMessages and someone sent you an HDR photo, like the photo is bright,
Yeah.
and then you look at the rest of the messages, like, oh, the rest of like the phone UI is dark, feels dull. I've never had that experience scrolling through a web page. Maybe no one does it because it would just. I think it is a little jarring.
I'm gonna have to go look up some because I don't know if I've ever seen one, or at least I haven't been cognizant of the fact that I was seeing one.
I'll try to find you one, and I'll send it to you on iMessage, Colby, and you should be able to see the difference. See
Right.
the HDR difference.
Careful, don't accept unsolicited photos from Dan.
Yeah.
HDR or not. Never know with this guy.
Can you can't search HDR in the Photos app? That's a bummer. I just have to scroll through like a peasant.
Like an old-timey peasant.
Yeah.
Guys, speaking of factories that make cheesecake, I've got something totally unrelated. Question. Are you guys good at giving gifts?
I have a spotty record. I'm not the worst.
No. I need help.
Well, hit me.
Have I come... Okay. I have a birthday coming up. Ada's birthday, okay, is in a couple weeks. Ada is my niece. She's turning 1. And so I need some gift idea. And I came to you guys because I said, who knows better? Who knows more about 1-year-olds than Dan and Colby?
Yeah. I can see why you thought you would think that.
Yeah. Now, I was one once, apparently. That's what I'm told. I don't remember it. So I don't know what I liked. I was hoping maybe you guys might have some kind of idea or suggestion.
How much do you like the kid?
I like the kid a lot, but I'm not getting her like AirPods or anything like that. If that's what
I was
going
to say an iPad.
No, I think my sister would kill me if I did that.
1-year-old.
Yes. What do you get the kid who just sort of sits there or crawls around?
Do they still have speaking spells? Or the thing with the farm animals?
Where it spins and it lands on the cow and it says the cow goes moo?
Moo.
Colby, that's your pick tonight, isn't it, on the show? That's
High
your
tech.
new favorite thing?
So high
I think Wirecutter has an article on this, by the way.
They
Have
do,
you-
and I looked. But the problem I had
Okay.
with the article is, so my brother and I, the two uncles, are in kind of a one-upsmanship about who can get the more extravagant gift, and there wasn't anything particularly extravagant. Apparently, my brother is getting her a little car that she can sit in, like sort of like a Power Wheels sort of car, except that you can control it from your cell phone. So, like, her parents can like drive her around in the little car. That's such a cool gift, guys. How am I supposed to like bypass that?
That's intense. You get her a drone. Do they have drones that can hold a baby?
I feel like if I Google "can a drone carry a baby," I will immediately be put on a watch list that I will never get off of.
Now, you could go the other direction, get a submarine. Little baby submarine.
Extravagant baby gifts is going to be my search. Where's my Hammaker Schlemmer
Yeah.
luxury baby gifts?
Did your this is random. Does your sister like what do you call it? The thing with Baby Yoda? The Mandalorian? Are they Mandalorian fans?
They're a huge Mandalorian family, yes.
So I was looking at clothes today. And
babies?
And this no, I was on the Gap website and I was looking to replace my zip up hoodie, but in the search results for zip up hoodie was this thing that I will post in the Slack channel. I don't know if it's small enough. I don't know how big.
1-year-olds
look at
are.
that. That's very nice. I like that.
Wow, I'm getting the shit popped up out of me on this website. Oh my god! I got
Gap is a
wow.
lot of control.
Save, Dan, save.
It looks like their website's been hacked, except it's all just marketing ads. Close.
You got hacked.
Close. Just thank God I didn't get one of those EU cookie banners. Okay.
Yeah, look at
That's
that.
true.
Oh, that's a nice pick.
I don't think.
Oh,
this
and
is,
it says Yoda on the front. It
scrappy.
says "Too cute I am" on the back. I love that.
Oh wow! I just like the hood. If they made this in an adult size, I would get one.
It's gotta
I feel
be
like
shame
the
they
effect
don't.
is lost, though.
Have you noticed that every e-commerce website that sells clothing uses this Afterpay thing? It's just like everywhere now.
Yeah, yeah,
What
it's
is
kind of
it?
gross.
It's like it's
It's
kind
micro
of like on
loans.
your credit card. Whenever you see this on your credit card statement, sometimes like, hey, you could pay for this item like in installments or something. It's like that, but for things that you buy anywhere online.
Right. No interest. Oh, no
Yep.
fee when you pay on time. It's
Right.
crap.
That's where they get you.
It's a trap.
Yeah, they tried to when I bought my car, they tried to hit me up for some other startup-y scam called AutoPay Plus, which is a third party that I give money to and then they give it to the car company. But the way they do it is they actually bill you twice a month for an amount that's greater than what the single month's payment would be, but you're paying extra on the principal, so technically you're paying it off. It was all very confusing.
Wow.
Couldn't you just do that on your own?
Well, that's why I was suspicious. And then there was like I didn't end up doing it, but there was like a $399 fee to start it. And the guy at the dealer was like, yeah, but you're going to save more than $399 by doing it this way, and the interest you'll save. And I'm like, this all feels like you're trying to scam me. I don't believe it.
Right. Like, you could just pay. I've never had a car loan, so I don't know. But like with a mortgage, you can just pay more. Like
Yep.
you don't have to pay the monthly minimum.
Here, I was actually just thinking about that, Colby, and maybe you know the answer. Say you take out a mortgage, which is a loan. It's a fancy word for a loan. I don't know why no one tells you that when you're 5 years old. You listen to these commercials, they're talking about mortgages and leases, both of which are loans, but they don't call them that, which is interesting. Anyways, you take out a loan for a house, and in the terms of that loan, you have to pay them a certain amount of money per month. Then say you hit the lottery, and you can pay back most of your loan, but not all of it. The amount of money that you have to pay back per month does not go down. So say you had a 30-year mortgage, and you pay off 20 years of it. It doesn't actually help you at all in the short term because you're still going to be paying the same amount of money for the next 10 years. Is that correct? Am I understanding this correctly?
It depends on the original terms of whatever money you take out. It does vary.
Oh, it does.
Yes, some
So you
loans
can have like dynamic monthly payments.
well, and then there's refinancing, and there's all kinds
So
of
that was my
other-
next question. If you refinance the loan, my understanding is another bank, possibly the same bank, someone else pays out your loan and then re-loans you different money.
Right.
But if they did that, they would be loaning you less money because the amount left on the mortgage is less. So presumably you might have to do that to lower your monthly cost if you paid off a bunch of your mortgage all in one shot.
Yes,
Right.
plus to adjust your
Okay.
rate. Yeah.
Which you might not want to do, though. You might not
Right.
want to adjust your rate,
That's true.
especially these days.
And you can't refinance until you own enough equity in the home anyway. So you can't even refinance right away if you wanted to. You would have to
Right,
wait.
but presumably if you paid down half the principal in one day, you could refinance the next day.
Sure.
Presumably, I don't know.
If someone will let you. I mean, it's again, the banks make the rules, so if they'll let you, sure.
Right.
So whatever. You got enough money, you can convince the banks to let you do anything.
Comes to my next question, which is I was explaining this to Lena, and Lena was like, "But you don't understand. They don't want you to pay off the loan."
Yep.
Because the longer that you're paying them, the more money they make, which makes sense because of interest.
Because it's a
So
trap.
they might not let you refinance it, which is interesting.
Well, and
So if you buy a house when you're 50 years old, there's no point in even why bother paying off any more than you absolutely have to, because you might not be around to see the end of the 30 years anyways.
yeah, that's right. But then the problem is, then you're straddling your kids or someone else with the remaining debt after you're dead.
Not
Or
necessarily.
the house just goes back to the bank. You certainly aren't keeping it after.
Oh yeah, no,
after
I don't
totally
need that
combined.
anymore.
But I like this new attitude from you, Dan. This sort of throw caution to the wind.
Yeah. I do think like mortgages exist where you're not allowed to pay more than the monthly fee.
That's what she said. Yes.
Right. Or like you can pay more, but it costs you more. Like they charge you a fee to pay more. But like that's
what was the phrase for that? It was a really ridiculous phrase.
like a prepayment penalty or something.
Yes, prepayment penalty. Some nice automatopoeia. Sounds really scary. Then you think about it, you're like, hang on. I love getting prepaid. No one ever prepays me.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
My job is never like, you know what, Dan, we're going to give you the salary up front this year.
Right. And if they did, would you charge
If
them
they
a
did, I
penalty?
wouldn't be like, well, that's going to cost you.
I can't hold up won't fit under my mattress all this money.
Yeah. But that's a thing that's like when you're looking at mortgage crap, there's like a first summary page on the 60 pages of documents that they give you. And the first summary page says things like your interest rate and like whether or not there's a prepayment penalty, like whether or not you can like refinance, like stuff like that.
One of the very few successful things the U.S. government has ever done is mandated these disclosures, so they couldn't scam the crap out of you.
Right.
That's good.
And they still do.
Yeah.
Go figure. Well, listen, I really do want to thank you both for all the great suggestions on gift ideas. I settled on one while you were talking. I'm just going to buy her a 3D printer.
There you go.
She can
That's
print her own
cool.
toys.
That's a great
It's a
idea.
gift that literally keeps on giving.
You know, it's unlimited. She'll grow up printing all kinds of exciting things. She'll have endless creativity. So
Right.
thank you both.
Right. Ghost guns. Duplos.
Mostly Duplos.
You never know.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a Don't Panic challenge we really should take up. 3D printing ghost guns.
No.
I love that idea.
That's how the show ends with
Yes.
with the FBI kicking in our doors
Don't panic,
simultaneously.
Breaking Bad.
Yep. I think that would be a fitting end, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Sir.
Awesome. Awesome. I went to IKEA over the weekend.
Ooh.
I had to take my brother to the world famous New Haven train station.
Yes.
Classic. You've taken me there
because-
before.
I've taken a shocking amount of people there before, actually. He had to head to New York City, so I was in New Haven, and I wasn't planning to stop, but I said, you can't drive by an IKEA and not stop.
Yeah, you know, hey, he could have gone to get some delicious pizza, some amazing Italian baked goods, but instead, Swedish meatballs.
I didn't even get the food. You know, I've never eaten at an IKEA. That's a shame on me. It's intimidating. There's something about the cafe at IKEA that I just can't approach.
It's often very crowded, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Sunday, and it was Easter Sunday. I just realized that. So they weren't crazy busy, but they were busy, and I got a I got a little stand to put all my networking equipment in, which is very exciting. My modem, my router, my 18 smart home dongles.
Nice.
Wow.
My virtual
Stash
cell
your
tower.
dongles.
Yes, because they're sort of laying on the floor, which was not exciting. A mess of wires. So
Getting cords off the floor is pretty dope. That makes me think of a pick, but I don't know. I think I might have already picked it.
How did you get them off the floor?
me or
Sean.
him? It's just a little shelving thing with some shelves. I'm just going to shove all the wires in the back of and just have, because the problem is there's like 3 wires that run from the whole tangle to other things. So if I can just get all the tangle organized and in an enclosure where I don't have to see it, then I've solved most of the problem, because it is just literally a bunch of like smart home dongles that are all Ethernet, so they have to all plug into the router.
Mm-hmm.
So not too bad of a problem, but one nonetheless.
I'm trying to find my pick.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, Colby, why don't we pivot over to this week's tech news? We have a number of stories here in the rundown. We're going to talk about some of them while Colby and Dan are picking the first story we're going to talk about. I do want to thank everyone watching us live right now on our multi-platform live simulcast on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Thanks for checking us out Monday nights. We appreciate you being there. Make sure you subscribe to get alerted when we go live. And I have to say, guys, we just got a comment on the Twitch stream. Pretty exciting. 030 Anon says, "Yo, I just farted and a poopy almost slipped out." So thank you to 030 Anon for that great and
shout out
constructive
to
comment.
that guy.
Shout out to that guy. He certainly has a lot going on. So if you have any other great feedback like that, be sure to leave a note in the chat. We got the best fans. All right, so guys, where are we starting in the news rundown tonight?
I want to start with football, Sean.
You know, we talked about baseball last time, and we're talking about football this time. And I know, Dan, you were very excited for the return of the USFL this weekend. I'm sure you watched all the games.
Wait, quick follow-up from our last week's baseball conversation. Lena went to see a baseball game on Sunday, and they were playing the Astros, and apparently everyone knows which players were on the team that cheated, and so they boo those players specifically.
Yes, it's brutal. I've seen some of these. You know, people because they use we talked about this last time. They use banging the trash can as a way to give signals. People will bring inflatable trash cans and throw them on the field when the Astros are playing. It's awesome.
Wow.
Nice. Now, if I recall correctly, the Red Sox manager was the manager of the Astros when this whole thing happened, right? Some years ago.
Yes, he was. And then he went and won a World Series not too long after with the Red Sox, who were actually caught cheating, not as badly, quite lightly, in fact, but they were also caught. So he's not a very popular guy.
Right. Has some unscrupulous. Call him unscrupulous.
You know what they say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Right.
I think someone says that. I don't know. Maybe I just made that up. Dan, you want to talk about this story in the rundown here. I know you're a big fan of the University of Central Florida. Of course, you know their mascot.
I know their mascot. It's the University of Central Florida Men.
That would be awesome if it was. They are the Knights. They are the Knights, the UCF Knights. And they're trying an interesting experiment for their upcoming spring game, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. The college football season is in the fall. But a lot of schools play a spring game, just as sort of an exhibition. This is new in the last couple of years. It hasn't been around that long. But what they're doing is on the back of the team's jerseys, instead of having the player numbers, they're going to have a QR code that people will be able to scan, and it will take them to dedicated player biographies and information on the players on UCF's website. They'll also be showing the QR codes on the home stadium's Jumbotron as well. There you go.
Is this a way to get like scouts to notice them from like the professional teams or something?
You know, it's a really good one. Last year, UCF also did an experiment. They kept numbers, but they swapped the last names for Twitter handles on the back of the player's jersey. So I think this is... They're going to claim it's for fans to be able to interact with the players. It's really a marketing stunt to get people to talk about the University of Central Florida like we are. That's what I love about sports is most of what they do are marketing gimmicks. So...
That's fair.
I'm looking at some of the pictures they posted on Twitter, and one of the players' names is Bowser.
Just like the president of Nintendo.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny.
Did we talk about that on the show? When that Nintendo hacker was like sentenced to prison or something? Nintendo hacker Verge.
I don't think so.
Let me find it. Nintendo hack. Oh, right. Nintendo hacker Gary Bowser sentenced to 3 years in prison, and the president of Nintendo of America is named Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser.
A good name.
What a name.
Very appropriate.
Would it be crazy if they were like brothers? What a story that would be. Like, they hated each other so much. One rose to the top of Nintendo, the other hacked it.
I think it would be funny if you become like the president of Nintendo, you have to change your name to a character from a Nintendo game.
And introducing our new president, Princess Peach. Oh my god. This company's hardcore.
It's no joke. Well, this QR code thing is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying the obvious. How do you scan them when players are running around the field? But like they said, they'll also be up, static on the Jumbotron when players are featured, so you can scan them from there. And again, it's a gimmick to get attention. And at the end of the day, if it's the players that are getting the attention, I guess that's a good thing.
Right. Funny. QR codes. Who knew that one was going to stick around?
That's got to be comeback player of the, like if there was an award for comeback tech of the last couple years, QR codes, man, dead and buried.
Yeah.
Damn it, they came back.
I feel like we were talking about how QR codes were like never going to happen when we were in college. Like I remember them being on like posters and things for stuff. Everyone was like, God, this is so dumb.
But to be fair, those were also the days where you had to download some ultra sketchy app filled with ads to like translate these mysterious codes.
Right. A flashlight-esque app.
Yeah. Oh, it's both a flashlight and a QR code scanner. This is cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe just ahead of its time. Who knew? I mean, remember when Apple rolled out their own QR codes? And then, like, with app clips, and then nobody ever gave a shit?
But they weren't visual, were they?
Well, they had a version you could scan. And I know because I went to a gas station once, they had an app clip sticker on it for the gas station's app, and I tried it, and it did not work.
Oh, man.
But they had, like, they were circular, and they had a special Apple design to them.
Right. I like the Apple Watch QR code thing where it's like the cloud.
The kind of sparkly...
Yeah, the particle sphere. Very cool.
Yes. Yeah, we got to upgrade the QR code. The classic square QR code is played out.
Yeah. We need circles. We demand circles.
Dude, let's just go straight to pentagons. I mean, let's just go wild. Trapezoids. I mean, the sky's the limit here.
Right.
Dream big, my good sir. So there you go. So props to the University of Central Florida's football team and their weird promotion. Okay, guys, what else is worth talking about? We've got ads in Xbox games. We've got Facebook AR glasses. We've got an update on Elon Musk's Twitter buyout.
Did we talk about Elon Musk and Twitter last week?
We did. We talked about it. There have been updates since, but we did talk about it last week.
I tried to understand what happened. I didn't understand.
I mean, the short version is he's probably not buying it.
Right.
And Twitter certainly doesn't want him to.
It seemed that way.
Well, the update on the story, which we can quickly talk about since we talked about it last week, is that Twitter put in what's known as a poison pill into the company, essentially. It's a new shareholders' rights plan proposed and adopted by the company's board of directors. Poison pills block hostile takeovers by giving certain shareholders the rights to purchase more stock if an outsider attempts to seize control. Basically, I don't... Hang on, I got to get a second explainer because it's confusing. And this even gets beyond like any... let's see here. The rights plan is similar to other plans adopted by publicly held companies in comparable circumstances. Under the rights plan, the rights will become exercisable. The right to purchase more stock will become exercisable if an entity, person, or group acquires beneficial ownership of 15% or more of Twitter's outstanding common stock in a transaction that is not approved by the board. In the events that the rights become exercisable due to the triggering ownership threshold being crossed, each right will entitle its holder to purchase at then current exercise price additional shares of common stock, then having current market value of twice the exercise price of the right. I'm sure that made perfect sense.
Got it.
Yeah, no. If only Lena were here, she could explain it.
As far as I understand it, basically it just means that should Elon Musk get to 15% or more of Twitter's stock, it basically allows everyone else to buy a bunch of cheap stock to dilute him, so he can't get enough stock to gain enough control, is sort of the dumb guy way of explaining it. They really don't want him to buy it.
Makes sense. Yeah, I guess not. Poor Elon. Whatever happened to Truth.social? Is that still a thing?
You know, there was a thing going around today that, because obviously Donald Trump isn't on Twitter anymore, but what he's doing now is he prints out tweets that other people write and like signs them and mails them. So like congratulating them, and he'll send them the tweet. He doesn't send any Truth Social posts.
Oh.
He's never posted on there, not once.
Wait, who does he send them to?
Other, like people he endorses and other politicians and stuff. And then he posts, he sends pictures of the signed tweets to journalists to then tweet. It's an awful time we live in. But no, he's never once tweeted on Truth Social. Not once. Never.
He's never truthed. That's what they're called. They're called truths, Sean.
There's no truth to this man. Nope, completely imploded.
Yeah, nice. Good for them. It reminds me of Yo. Remember Yo?
I do remember Yo.
Yeah.
You know what I remembered the other day, too? Remember Yik Yak? Oh,
yeah, totally. I didn't use Yik Yak, but I remember people talking about it.
Now I have to go to Wikipedia page, list of defunct social networking services, which is always a great place to...
Well, now that would be a good
out.
one of your challenges
real,
or something, Sean. Name as many defunct social networks as you can.
Go ahead. You guys
60
want
seconds. Path, Ping.
Ping.
This is a long list.
Yo, obviously.
Yeah.
Path, Ping, Yo.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that counts.
MySpace? Is that defunct?
MySpace.
Defunct
Yeah.
enough?
I think
Bebo.
that's fair.
Dodgeball. I'm reading off the list. It's
Dodgeball.
easier for me. Sorry, guys. Friendster. Google Plus. Google Buzz.
Google Plus.
Google Plus.
I went to I need to hire someone to fix my fence in my house, so I was looking at websites of local fence companies. One of them still predominantly had a Google Plus icon on it, and so I am not hiring them.
Instills confidence.
Jaiku.
Now,
what was the Google one that was only popular in Brazil? Okta, or it began with an O.
Oh, yes. Orkut?
Orkut. There we go.
Orkut. Yes. Meerkat. Remember Meerkat?
No.
That was the live streaming app that was big before Periscope. They were big for like 5 minutes, and then Periscope ate their lunch.
Right. Is Snapchat defunct?
Not even close.
Oh.
Still immensely popular. We wish.
Wild. AIM, does that count?
Yeah, I would say so. I think so. That's a good one.
Classic.
You can keep going down that vein. MSN Messenger.
Sure. Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger. IRC. What's the ICQ?
Yep. How about Vine? There you
Vine.
go. Maybe one of the best to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are just these that I've never heard of but sound insane, like Zoopy.
Soupy.
Scuttlepad. These sound made up.
Scuttlepad.
Planet Cancer. It was a website for people with cancer.
Well,
Not a business.
you know.
My Vetwork, a social network for veterans. Juicecaster.
Juicecaster?
Yeah.
Is that the Juicero social network?
I wish. Oh my god, the screenshots are so funny.
Yes.
It's like a million years ago.
Yes. I'm looking at them.
It won a Webby Award in 2008.
2008, before there even was a web.
Gross. iTunes Ping.
There you go. I named that one.
Oh, did you?
You
You
did.
said Ping. That's right. Yes, you did. GoodWiz.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, boy. We are way off topic here, but it just goes to show. Social networks come and go, but friends are always by your side. Speaking of
right.
friends, guys, any other stories here on the rundown you would like to discuss? There's only a couple, and you can say no.
I mean, not really.
Okay. Enough said. Let's move on to picks. The part of the show where each of us brings something we want to share with the world. And there's one pick in here, so I guess we're going to talk about it. Colby, what do you have for us this week?
I'm the only one. Talking about getting cables off the floor made me remember that a while ago I purchased these under-desk cable management tray things. And I put them under my desk, and now there are no cables on my floor. This is relevant, particularly relevant for me, because my desk is right next to my steam radiator, and there's water moving through the radiator. So there was always a small chance, however remote, that my steam radiator would malfunction and start leaking water all over my power cables. And I did not want that to happen. So I solved that problem by getting an under-desk cable management solution. This is one that I found on Amazon. I thought it was great. It's just like a tray, but it's like wire. It's like a sturdy wire tray, which I like. It has a lot of holes in it, so if you need to put a cable in a weird spot, it's not a problem because you can just plug it in. It's not like a solid tray. I guess the trade-off is that you can see the stuff in it, but that's fine because it's under my desk. I don't look under there. It's great. You should get
That's fantastic. I desperately need that because my cat shares my office, unfortunately. It's also his litter box room, which means he gets lots of litter on the floor, and it gets all in between the cables, and then it's hard to vacuum. So I would love nothing more. Let's see if I can just show you guys here on the video, but literally on my desk. I keep the power strip up on top of the desk like a lunatic. And so, yeah, I could, I definitely could use this. That's great.
Not that expensive either. It's awesome.
No, great pick, Colby. A+ pick. But will it be the best of the night? We're going to find out because Dan is going next. Dan, what do you have for us?
I've used this off and on for a while. I'm back on the train. RescueTime.com. They show you how much time you've spent. Actually, Rescue Time just sent me a notification. That was really weird. Shows you how much time you spend doing different things on your computer, including which websites you go to, and you can categorize different activities as like good or bad or neutral, and get cool reports and stuff. I've been trying to be interrupted less, and so I can get more stuff done. So I'm back on Rescue Time.
Well, that's cool. So you just install it and it just sort of tracks everything you do.
Yes. But the good
Not
kind.
suspicious at all. No, I'm just kidding.
You
That's great.
pay them money, so they're not.
So
not
you're not the
selling your
product?
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have to like locally install this?
Yes.
No. See, that's what sucks about working at a like a not cool companies. I can't install anything on my work computer.
Yeah.
Bummer. Well, for those of you who can, Rescue Time. That's awesome. I'm glad. Is that? See, now that's the kind of thing, Dan. Is there like a report you can send us so we can keep an eye on you?
I don't know. Probably.
Because I would be immensely curious what Dan Miller does all day.
I only got an okay today.
Damn.
Let's see. I'll try to figure out if I can send you.
Oh, just curious. I'm surprised they haven't introduced some kind of social aspect where it's like, tweet about what you did today. And then everyone immediately follows you because they don't care. Cool. Thank you, Dan. I'm going to go last. And I've got a heck of a pick here for you in a long string of things you can use to improve your home. The Aquasana 2-stage under-sink water filter system. I bought one of these when I installed the second kitchen in my basement. A, because my water is just okay in the house, and B, because my immunocompromised mother lives down there, and you definitely don't want her drinking anything nasty in the water. So this is a wire cutter pick. Pretty easy to install if you're mildly handy. The most complicated part is the integrated faucet that you have to kind of figure out how to install in your sink. If your sink has like one of those standard like things you pull out, little spray handles, like a second hole, it installs really easy. If it doesn't, you got to cut. I had my contractor cut a hole in my in the new counters, but it works really great. It comes with the spout, and I bought the 2-stage. You can also get a 3-stage. You place the filters every 6 months, and I'll tell you guys, the water that comes out of this thing is pretty damn good. It's really, I never drink or use tap water ever because it flows at like exactly the same rate as your tap water. So you can, fill pots with it and fill glasses with it, and it's super filtered. So, like I said, if you already have a hole in your sink, I would say consider one of these because it would be pretty straightforward to install.
This is interesting, Sean. I didn't have a hole in the sink, nor did I have a contractor, and I have a granite countertop. So I was not able to put a hole in my sink. But this same company also has like a direct, like inline one where you just hook it into the cold water in your normal faucet.
Yeah.
And it just filters the cold water in your normal faucet. I'm sure it is less effective at filtering because it's just one tube. But
wait, I'm super confused. Why do you need a hole in your counter?
Well, the model I bought comes with its own mini faucet.
Oh.
So like in the kitchen, there's like your main your main sink faucet.
Oh,
This is a secondary one just for the filtered water.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah, because the filtering does affect your water pressure at least a little bit.
It's not as strong now.
Right. Right.
But cool. Well, that's good. So 2 satisfied customers.
Totally. Yeah. I actually just changed the filter for the first time the other day. Filter did not last as long as it was suggested it was going to last to me. But I think the water here has a lot of goop in it. So what are you going to do?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. That is one of the very few things I have on auto delivery. Every 6 months, auto delivery from Amazon. And that's why I remember this, because mine literally just got ordered.
Yep.
So
Nice.
So check that out. Drink some clean water. Very good. Some nice picks all around. Dan, you just sent us what you did all day in Slack.
Yeah.
Look at this. Your most common. See, now I don't know what half this stuff is. So you could be goofing off and I'd have no way of knowing. Well, Twitch.tv, I know what that is.
That's goofing off, yeah. But that happened after work hours. That's the problem with using one computer for everything.
Right. What's Build Kite? That's the only one I don't know.
It's new CI system we're switching to. Spent a lot of time trying to get it to work today.
Build Kite.
I can see that. I would love one of these weeks. We definitely need to do a what's the screen time on our iPhones and share what we do all day on our phones. Because I think mine would be embarrassing. I know that. I don't want to speak for you guys, but I would be shamed.
I don't know if
I
mine
did
would
this
be
once, and I
embarrassing.
always forget how to actually look at your.
How to dig it out of your because I
Yeah.
get the little once a week alert that I never read.
I read it.
Screen time. There you go. See all activity by the week.
Wait, how do you do this? Oh, I see. I see.
What's your average screen time number?
So I'm going to go to last week because it's a complete week.
How do you go to last week? Oh, God.
You just
it's
swipe.
so unintuitive.
It's so intuitive. Let's see. My total screen time was 30 hours in a week.
15.
8 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh no!
Wow. Colby, what are you doing?
All right.
I don't know. I was watching TV.
And how many pickups? If you scroll down, how many times did you pick up your phone? We'll do, or no, let's do the total for the week.
Total pickups, 564.
120.
1,366. This is awful. And then we just got to do the last one. Scroll down. How many notifications did you get on average? Because they don't do the total, but how many on average
knows?
did you get?
123.
Mine's 53.
254. Guys, this thing is ruining my life.
Colby, what's your secret?
You just gotta turn that shit off. I have a pretty strict, like, if you send me a dumb notification, you just lose notification privileges.
I got 633 Outlook notifications last week.
Oh yeah. Also,
633?
absolutely no notifications for email. All email is garbage
that's
or
my
people
problem.
trying to phish you. That's all email is now. No notification.
And I got to do just one more. If you guys scroll up, what's your most used app, and how much time do you spend in it?
Mine is Firefox, and it's 5 hours.
Firefox.
That's reasonable. That's a good one to pick.
Twitter, 2 hours, 50 minutes.
My second highest is 5 hours with Overcast. My highest is Twitter with 7 hours. That's like a whole work day I spent on Twitter last week.
Man, I only used the Overcast for 10 minutes last week? That can't be right.
I don't know how they count usage, though, to be
Right.
fair. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, though.
I went back another week, and my total screen time for that week is 81 hours.
What happened? Colby just didn't turn his screen off.
I must have left my phone like just open on a website. Because it has one website that shows 50 hours, and it definitely wasn't something I was
I had
actively
that
looking at.
I had that happen too. Yeah,
I have that too.
My like top 5 app was a website I was reading for 45 minutes. Apparently, it's a website I've never even heard of.
That's just, that tells me it's running Sutton in the background. That's not good.
No, it's not true. I remember going to read that article from Hacker News, but I definitely didn't spend 45 minutes reading it.
It was an in-depth piece. Well, there you go,
It was.
guys.
That's why I gave up.
Well, I think we've certainly wasted a lot of our own time, but we've also probably wasted the time of everyone else out there. So it's about time we wrap this up, unless you guys have anything else you'd like to share.
Oh, man, no. I was totally looking at this week. I had 120 pickups, too. No,
Okay.
120
All right.
notifications. 270 pickups.
Everyone start messaging Colby. We need to get him more notifications.
Right. I'm so lonely.
He's like, nobody wants to talk to the guy. Meanwhile, no one ever leaves me alone. I accidentally sent a marketing email the other day with a giveaway contest, like fill out the form and you're entered to win. And I checked a box that said, send me an individual email for each individual entry. So I got hundreds of emails within a very short amount of time. It was very annoying.
That's intense.
Guys, up for debate. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Great show, great program. We've been on a mini hiatus as Matt's been wrapping up his big testing time of the year. But we're going to kick off a big stretch coming up here after March Madness. And guys, I'm already cooking our summer blockbuster series. So every summer we do a movie series. We've done James Bond. We did Fast and Furious last year. Do you guys want to know what I'm thinking for this summer? Matt doesn't even know yet. You guys are getting a sneak peek.
Like
And here's a hint. It's not a franchise. It's a theme.
War movies.
Too many.
Too many.
horse movies.
No? Okay. What, like War Horse? I don't...
Seabiscuit, War Horse,
So,
Colby, we'll have you on for our horse-themed episode.
Black Beauty.
Oh, wow, you know a lot of horse movies. That's not normal. No, I'll give you a hint. It's kind of related to what we talk about here a little bit.
Hacker movies.
No, but that could be fun. But you're...
historical technology movies.
Okay, I'd like an example of that.
I can only think of TV shows. Like,
Halt and Catch Fire.
yeah, I guess that's the only one. I don't know.
No, but think, how does the word adaptation suit you?
Adaptation.
It doesn't suit me.
Yes. We're talking video games adapted into movies. We're talking Super Mario Brothers from the 80s. We're talking Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. We're talking Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. We're talking Uncharted. We're talking we're going to do that's my pitch to Matt, is we're going to do a whole series of video games adapted into movies.
Nice.
And there are a lot of them, and they are all bad.
I forgot about the Uncharted movie.
Yeah, I think most of America did. You were not alone.
But not so many as for there to not be a sequel.
Did they announce a sequel? That's wild.
I think they did.
Tomb Raider.
Yes. I mean, they're really... That may be the most successful, or certainly up there. What was the Assassin's Creed?
Oh, yeah.
The movie?
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Resident Evil, though I don't think we'd watch it. Warcraft. The Need for Speed movie.
Oh, God, the Warcraft movie. I forgot about that.
Max Payne.
Oh, my God. Angry Birds. Angry
Birds. Sure. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. I think it could be a lot of fun. So we may not do it. Now that I've said it out loud, maybe I'll convince Matt. Detective Pikachu, maybe?
Is it too many? Could you do board games adapted into movies? You got Battleship. You got Clue. Is there a Monopoly movie?
They've been working on one for a long time. You know, there was a Monopoly televised game show at one point. It's very weird if you ever get a chance to see it. No, that's a good one. they actually announced today that, the Exploding Kittens game,
Yeah.
they're doing a Netflix series based on the game. Yep, I had the same face.
The kittens explode? Is it animated?
Apparently. Something like that. They didn't say what the plot was, which is suspicious.
Weird.
And by the way, Colby, I did Google it. The one you forgot one major board game made into movie.
Oh, Jumanji?
Actually, that was a movie made into a board game.
Well, it was
That
a
was a
movie
movie
about
before
a
it was a
board
game.
game.
It was a movie about a board
Made
game.
into a board game.
Ouija. Remember the Ouija board movie? Culture is dead. Speaking of being dead, so's this program. Guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Don'tPanic.io is our website. Go check it out there. Links to all the picks will be there. Make sure you subscribe. Wherever you get podcasts, just search Don't Panic. And, of course, follow us at Don't Panic Show on Twitter or email us, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. We are done here, but we're going to have a lot of fun stuff for you next week, so you're going to want to come back and check it out. On behalf of Colby and Dan, I'm Sean. We appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time for another great edition of the Don't Panic Show.